Hello, this is Luke Reader doing his vlog react or response to Module 4, Activity 1, Unit 1, Activity 1, Video 2. So how did this video demonstrate the InTask standard for this course or module about learning environments? So a bit of background about this one. This one's definitely an ESL environment. I noticed that they're getting ready for the Cambridge test, so I'm going to assume that they are a Cambridge school. Um, and they were somewhere in Asia. I'm gonna guess China, but again, I don't know for sure. So yeah, they were not native speakers. English is definitely their second language, and they were younger students. They might have been grade 1, first graders maybe. I don't know for sure. So this one I found was a lot more engaging. I thought the teacher was a lot more captivating. She was a lot more interested in the students. She was asking them how they were. She was a lot more involved with what the students were saying. And I'm sure she understands or knows when a child is not themselves. Whereas the first video, I felt like she was indifferent to them, or she was apathetic to them. She just didn't really care. But this one, she genuinely cared. She genuinely seemed to enjoy what she was doing with them. And the students responded to her very well. They didn't seem scared of her. They enjoyed spending the time with her, even though it was over computers, over like a Zoom or something. And I also enjoyed how she tried to involve everyone, you know. So sometimes there were students that didn't say anything for a while, so she'd call on that student to get them to answer a question for her. And she asked the more talkative ones, like, you've talked a lot, let someone else take a try. Perfect. And so that she's still acknowledging, yes, I know you can do it, but I also want to see if your classmates can do it as well. And so she did that in a very natural way, or a non-condescending way for anyone involved. And so yeah, she didn't seem scary to them. She used lots of hand signals, like touch your nose when you're ready, hands up, things like that to help keep them interacted. And also lets her know what she's seeing, because like in the video we only got to see the students if they said something. Most of the time it was just her and then whatever her shared screen was. So yeah, so I assume from her reacting, if they're touching the nose, that all the students did it, just from watching her face and whatnot. And like they were learning about protractors and obtuse and acute triangles, and like this is definitely a build off of what they learned previously in their math lessons, or maths lessons, as the Cambridge would like us to say. And so like I'm sure they did right angles before and acute triangles before, and so now they're working on obtuse, and they kind of did a little review of obtuse, and then they learned how to use a protractor, and I really liked how she was able to integrate the technology of using a protractor, so that way she could also have a little bit of control to make sure that the kids are actually doing what they were supposed to do. I also like she gave the freedom to the kids that were more independent or more confident in their skills, to let them say, you know what, if you can do this by yourself, go for it. But for those of you who need help, I will also do it along with you. And so she let the ones that could do it by themselves do it on their own, and then she also allowed the ones that felt like they needed help, they could do it with her and help and engage with her. And also I think that also helped some of the quieter students to learn from her, have a little bit like of a one-on-one. It's like kind of like that's kind of how she worked around walking around the classroom, out, seeing how the kids are doing and responding and giving some help in that regard. Also showed that she had some trust to know that the students would do the work and not just goof off and get distracted by other things. They actually seemed, she actually had trust in them for that. So if I had to give her a grade out of 4 being outstanding, I would probably give her at least a 3.5, if not a 4. I thought she did a fantastic job. She made me smile as I was watching her teach. I was like, the first one I didn't really smile at all. I was kind of worried for the students and how, that awkward situation that she put her students. But with her, I thought she did a really good job. So if I was the teacher in that situation, how would I have changed something? I honestly don't know if I could have done as good of a job as she did. And yeah, I don't know. I really don't know how I could improve upon it. I liked how she listened to the students. She responded to what the students were saying. She built off of, like if they had a little mistake in their answer, she didn't berate them. She didn't belittle the kids. She responded to them as like, okay, that was very good. And then she would also add something else to it to, kind of round out what she was kind of looking for. So she worked she worked her answers, or no, sorry, she worked the students' answers into what she was looking for. And so I like that. And there's that little joke about the triangles, and she asked them, she like, why is this a joke? Why is this funny? And the students were able to catch on to it. Some of them were, and then they were able to explain it to the students were able to explain it. So that shows that, she's teaching them how to teach themselves as well, so that the way they can learn by themselves. And it makes her job and any teacher's job a lot easier when there's that trust there and that knowledge that the students know what to do. So yeah, I think she did a very good job, and that's the end of this video.